what is motherhood? You might think that it starts when you have children, but on a spiritual experience, motherhood is an archetype. It's an archetype of your personality. It's something that you have, and we all have it. We have the archetype of the child, we have the archetype of the mother, of the warrior, of the father, and you have it in certain degrees. So you don't really need to have children to be a mother. You can be a mother for everyone. You can be a mother to your children. You can be a mother to your own parents. It's all about how your archetypes are built and how strong they are and how they are faced to other people's archetypes. So it's something that needs to be observed, and it's something that you need to understand. First of all, what is a mother, if you think about it? Because when I was channeling, I started getting, yes, qualities about what is a mother, what is a father. And I was very surprised to see that motherhood and fatherhood, at least in that specific channeling, was showing me you need to have exactly the same qualities. Your children will expect from you those qualities of parents. But coming back to the word motherhood, as I said, it's not about being a mother to children. It's about providing. When you are a caregiver and when you provide and when you give, it tends to be the qualities expected of a mother. If you think about it, we call our planet Earth Mother Nature. What is the role of Mother Nature other than to provide? Provide for food, provide for shelter, provide for energy, provide for livelihood, for prana, for the life force, for the grounding, for resourcefulness. So we turn to the mother. So we all have that archetype within us. Now, regarding the qualities of a mother, this is what came through. I know there are some more, but that's what came at the time. Nurturing, patience, love, acceptance, forgiveness, holding space, holding a safe space, supporting, encouraging, empowering. Now, you can think of it. We always talk about having spirit guides, right? Well, being a parent does not mean that you possess your children, but you're actually a guide for this soul to experience life. Now, because of the physical matter and because of the DNA and the lineage, baggage comes along. But otherwise, this is the role. And when I asked, what about fatherhood? I started receiving exactly the same download. Of course, as your natural attributes as feminine energy and masculine energy, it might translate in different behaviors. And again, as a human being, a woman will have her baggage, the man will have his baggage, so all these qualities will be distorted or will be more or less depending on the person. But here the message was, the father has exactly the same role of nurturing, patience, love, forgiveness, acceptance, holding space, supporting, encouraging, empowering, protecting, and so on. And that was really nice. And why I want to bring the emphasis on the fact that mother and father have the same role is, as the title of this video says, we are talking first of motherhood. And then the number one emotion attached to motherhood, guilt. All right, I've seen that. And we can talk about guilt at all levels of conception. It starts when the woman is trying to conceive, okay? This energy, this emotion, we call it guilt, but of course it's including blame, shame, and whatever comes along. So it starts with the conception. If you're not able to conceive fast enough, what's wrong with me? What am I doing? Why my body is not as successful as the others? Is my nutrition good enough? Are my emotions in check? Am I giving too much to my career? Am I spending enough time? Am I ready to be a mother? Am I ready to be giving? Is it going to be too much of a sacrifice? And here you go on and on and on and on and on, starting to question yourself analyze yourself, doubt yourself, blame yourself, shame yourself, and here comes the guilt. It's my fault. I need to change things. This is at this stage. Then comes the pregnancy. I'm talking with personal experience, friends' experience, and all of my clients' experience. Many women contact me because the first thing they say is, okay, I contacted you because I'm pregnant and I'm feeling guilty because I'm doing this, that, and I'm scared that my baby is going to experience it or feel it, and I don't want my personal emotions to be passed on to the child. And again, this is a broad topic, but by doing channeling, I realized that what is happening for a mother and her child in one case could be the complete opposite, even though they are experiencing exactly the same thing. Let me explain that. If you're pregnant, let's say, and you're watching horror movies, all right? For some women, it's giving them pleasure, it's relaxing, it's something that they've not done in a long time, so it makes them feel good, it's entertainment, it's whatever it is. They're feeling pleasure, and it is the sense of pleasure that's going to be passed on to the kid, that he knows that, or she knows that the mother knows how to relax, she knows how to enjoy life, whatever it is. And then you take another woman who keeps watching horror movies with, who makes herself scared, and then she starts thinking, okay, is that healthy for my kid? Can the baby hear the movie? And then she's going to start worrying and worrying and worrying. Maybe there are more chances to pass on some of those emotions. But again, it's not in our control. It's not in your control. If it's part of your child's baggage to have a more or less difficult experience in your womb, that's what's going to happen. So the more guilty you feel, the heavier your own personal energy becomes. It's like fear, it's like guilt. Any heavy, any dense energies are just going to have a negative impact on you. So instead of worrying if you're doing things right or wrong, first of all, tell yourself that you're doing the best that you can. And not just tell yourself, is really do the best that you can. Give yourself pleasure. Authorize yourself to eat some of the things that maybe you wouldn't want, or I don't know how to explain it, but children, first of all, by the way, the souls of your children around you know everything about you. They can also hear some of your thoughts, they know how you feel, but they don't care. They chose you, they want you, they find you perfect the way you are because you have what they need. All right? So de-stress, okay? You've gone this far, you've arrived at that stage. And by the way, life is a roller coaster of high and low emotions. Your children are there to make you work. They're going to be a reflection of yourself. They're going to be a mirror of yourself. So of course there's going to be some troubles here or there, whether it's their emotions, whether it's the relationship between you and them or between the husband, and there's going to be something. You don't try to reach perfection. Do the best that you can. Work on yourself, but without putting pressure. Do it because you've realized it makes you feel better. It makes you feel more joyful. It brings those little butterflies in your heart, and you want to sing and you want to dance and you want to have fun with your husband again. You want to go on date nights, and this is the result. You should not be on a mission that, okay, I want to be this perfect woman. I want to be this perfect mother. So I want to be flawless and I want to provide the best. Sometimes the more expectations you have, the more difficult it's going to be. Because sometimes it is doable, but sometimes it's not. If you keep trying and if you keep doing your best all the time, and when things don't work, I could share my personal experience when it came to food, for example. I had this thing that I wanted to exclusively breastfeed. And we are a home where we cook. We try to cook everything from scratch. So I wanted to do homemade meals for my children. And for the first one, everything was okay. Then came along my second one, and she destroyed all my expectations and all my standards. I was not having enough milk for her. She needed more. And I went on this quest of saving milk and saving milk. And then sometimes I would go outside for 2 hours and someone from the family would feed the baby. Yeah, the baby was hungry, so we had to give them milk. And then all my stash is gone in 2 hours. And I would feel so lonely and depressed and angry. And she would refuse formula. Let's say after 3 months of putting myself through too much of hardship, I would say, okay, I give in. Formula. And then she refused 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. She refused everything. So against all odds, I decided to try cow's milk, which at first I was going to think, maybe I'll try vegan, maybe I'll try to provide something better than education that I had. And you know what? She loved the cow's milk. And I had to go with it. And she hated homemade food. She would only eat the industrial pots. It broke my heart. But then the sooner I gave up, the more relaxed I was. And it's not a joke. A mom has to be feeling good. If you want to provide, you need to be receiving. You need to be receiving from the spiritual, but you need to be receiving wellness. You need to receive massages and gifts and me time, and you need to be able to breathe and smile, because you're going to have to be patient and you're going to have to repeat things over and over. So it's a marathon and it's lifelong. So don't choose to live your life in this, don't waste time feeling guilty, because it's going to follow you. Let it go. Watch the guilt, put it in a bowl, and then let it go, let it go, let it go. Drop it. No need to feel guilty. You have enough on your plate to have other emotions. What else would I like to say about this? I think that's what it's all about. Of course, so we talked about when you're pregnant and what you're feeling. We can also talk about miscarriage. A woman will automatically think it's her fault. What have I done? Have I done something wrong? Have I done too much sport? Did I jump too much? Did I eat something wrong? Did I, when I fell that day, maybe that's what created something. Maybe the baby didn't love me enough. Maybe it didn't want to come with us anymore. And it goes on. But if you knew what I knew, and if you knew that life, it's so much more complex, the creation of life, how life is happening, who comes, who goes, who receives help, what hardship you're going to go through. It's almost like highway, when you have highways of cars, it's like and it's happening on multiple levels. So you will not understand everything all the time. Try to let go of the control. Try to understand that sometimes this is what was meant to be, and it's not your fault. You have not done anything wrong. You're trying to be the best version of yourself, and that's good enough. That's what your child needs. Okay? So with all this, I am sending you a lot of love, but don't hang up now. I always have my little bit of sound healing, and I've got some special bowls, especially for motherhood, for femininity, and to help letting go and dissolve the guilt and the shame and the blame. So stay with me. I'll be right back.